Hello everybody, welcome back to Bibles on a Budget. My name is CJ and today I have a treat for you. Normally I review one Bible per video, but today I'm reviewing two Bibles. That's right, two Bibles. These are the new NASB 2020 Bibles. So these are on the bottom, the giant print, and on the top, large print compact. We're going to take a look at them and kind of help you determine, hey, what would you prefer in your normal everyday life? I want to give a shout out to my pastor, Donnie Shelton, who let me borrow his NASB 2020 giant print here for this review. So thank you, Donnie, for that, if you happen to be watching this video. But this one right here, this one is mine, this small guy right here. So normally when I do these reviews, I happen to have the box, right? And I tell you, oh, let's take a look at the box and let's see, oh, this is the stuff. Unfortunately, I do not have a box for this one. Both of these come in slipcover, but I do not have the boxes for this one, and this box is across my room. So instead of showing you the boxes, I'm going to put up, through the magic of editing, put up side by side their features and the stuff that is important to you folks, so you can kind of see, hey, this is what this stuff features. This is what these Bibles have. And I want to apologize, my neighbor's dogs are outside barking their heads off. You know how dogs are sometimes, so yeah. Anyway, but a real quick rundown of the features. Both of them come in a, I believe it's called Leathertex. So this is the Brown Leathertex, so this is not leather. Both of these right now on Lockman's website, the Lockman Foundation, it's actually a pretty decent price. I got this one for about $17.99, so about 20 something with shipping and taxes. I can't remember how much this one is off the top of my head, but I will put the price right here for the giant print. So this is the price for the giant print right here on the right of your screen. So yeah, so this one is about $17.99, 20 something with taxes, and yeah, you saw the price for this guy. Another thing is that both of these are Smythe sewn. So that's great. Smythe sewn means that they're going to hold up a lot longer. And they both have gilding, and they both have same color ribbons, except this one has giant ribbons. This one has pretty decent, small little guys, little ribbons. So let's take a look at them real quick individually so you can kind of get a feel or a idea of what they look like individually. So here's the giant print. So the giant print is humongous. Now, again, this is my pastor's Bible. This is not the one he preaches out, but this is one of the Bibles he uses in his study if he if he wants an extra, like, if he wants to go and compare the versions, right? So as such, it's kind of bent, and if you look inside, he's really used this. So this is a vinyl paste down, and then you can see that crease there, but this is from use. This is from consistent, constant use of the Bible, the way that he uses it, and from what I can understand, he probably bends it and folds it. But yeah, your Bible will not come like that. Let me just tell you that. So again, like I showed you before, it's got two ribbons, black and brown. It's got gilding and such. And then here's the spine. So it says Holy Bible with not my most favorite style. The font is fine, but the traditional kind of way of doing it is all these letters are capitalized, right? And so this part here where it says New American Standard Bible 2020, that's capitalized. Where it says giant print and NASB and Lockman, well, except for Lockman, everything else, Lockman Foundation, that's capitalized. And it's also got these tooled lines, which I love. If you're not going to have hubs and everything is blind stamped like this, it's awesome. I love the tooled lines. And then on the back, it does have the ISBN. So if you can actually see that and you want to try to look it up that way, or just look it up, NASB 2020 giant print. This is a giant print Bible. Giant. So yeah, so there's that guy. Put him off to the side. You can still kind of see him over there a little bit with the shadow. Here is the large print compact. So basically, same thing as this guy, just a little smaller. Same liner, so vinyl, so more sturdy, more durable than paper. And then similar setup on the spine, except the spine is a lot smaller, so I can actually fit in a lot more. So obviously, Holy Bible, New American Standard Bible 2020, large print. It's kind of hard to see with my lighting. Let me get up there. Large print, and then NASB Lockman Foundation. So yeah, and also the ISBN. Let me try to get that in the shot there. ISBN. So yeah, and it also again has the black and brown ribbons. So let's take a look at the inside of each one of these real quick. And we're just going to kind of run through them real quick since there's both of them here. I wanted to include both of these because I just, at the moment when I was thinking about, I was going to do a separate review for this guy and then a separate review for this guy. But I thought, you know what? Kind of similar style, kind of similar stuff here in terms of looks. So, why not just put them together, make a special video and kind of jam them together. If you like that and I happen to do this again, let me know. Let me know what you think about this combo video of having two Bibles here. But without further ado, let's take a look at the giant print first. So as you know, it's called giant print. So why is it called giant print? Because this guy, as you saw in the features, has a 13 plus point font. So it's huge. It's massive. It's not as big as the CSB that I reviewed last week, which had a 16-point font. That's massive. But this guy is about 13. So let's get inside the Bible here. So we have presentation pages. A lot of Bibles have them. Presentation pages, and then, they're super plain. They're not flashy or anything, which is nice. Yeah. Oh, I thought there was an extra page. It's just really thick. So here's your marriages and such, and then wife's family tree. I guess to some people this is important. So if you like that, there you go. So wife's family tree, husband's family tree. This is for the marriage stuff. Births and then deaths. So if you so feel doing that, there you go. And then occasions to remember. And then the title page to the New American Standard Bible. Now, remember, folks, this is the 2020 update. So this is not the 95. This is the 2020. So if you happen to just not remember that for some reason, remember this is the 2020 just because you see that. So already inside the front of the Bible, you already see the giant font. So over here on the publisher's page, again, NASB 2020, giant print Bible published by Lockman. And then you see kind of the iterations, the copyrights here and such, and then the copyrights down there and all that jazz. And then over here you have the table of contents, which shows that we have a foreword, an explanation of the general format, abbreviations, special markings, the Old and New Testament books in their order, and then in the back you have topical indexes, book introductions, and helps. So in the New American Standard Bible, especially this one, they have book introductions, kind of like how you see them in some study Bibles, but they're in the back of the Bible, right? And then they also have a topical index saying hey, if you want to look up this topic or that topic, or I'm trying to get out of focus, oops, you want to get that topic or that topic, here's where you find them. And then helps. We'll take a look at that in a second. So again, you have the foreword, kind of tells you some information like the Hebrew text, the Greek text, names of the New Testament, the proper name for God, and their choice to use the word let's instead of let us in certain cases, which is really interesting, and also their explanation for adding and sisters in italics. Because if you're familiar with this Bible does have what people would call gender inclusive language. Really, honestly, in this one, it's not really that bad. The the New Revised Standard Bible has this weird part in their foreword. You'll just have to read it. It's about something to do with gender and stuff. It's a little strange to myself. Some people may not be bothered by it. But this one's not too bad. They chose to say, hey, Paul sometimes when he's addressing brothers, he may also be addressing sisters. So what they do is they add and sisters in italics, which if you're familiar with the New American Standard Bible or the something like the King James or New King James, italics means that these are supplied words. These are not words that are originally there in the text. So, and sisters is not usually a proper translation for adelphoi. But some people will make the argument that adelphoi can mean brothers and sisters. So kind of like a neutral kind of thing. So an accurate thing, they say here, gender accurate. So there's that. If that bothers you, then, feel free to avoid this translation, but we're just taking a look at it here. General format, and you also got your abbreviations and special markings, and then here's the Old Testament. So the one thing that bothers me about this is I like my Old Testament marker stuff, like the stuff that identifies, hey, this is Old Testament. I like it down here in the middle, but that's a tiny little gripe. So let's get into the Old Testament here. So this is a double column reference Bible, or at least it has, not reference, it does have footnotes, translator footnotes down here, and they're really readable. Like, these are tiny, they're tiny-ish, but they're really readable. This is the double column text, very minimal bleed. You can see a lot of like the ghosting here, but when you have large patches, like large walls of text, like in prose, and their line match, it makes it a lot easier. You know that I've talked about this a lot in my other videos. So there's Genesis. Now let's take a look at something either like Psalms or somewhere else that has poetry like Isaiah or Jeremiah. So I'm already on track to go to Psalms, so let's go to Psalms here. All right, so here's Psalms. So as you can see, because of the way that poetry is displayed and arranged and such in the NASB 2020, there is some bleed through and stuff. But honestly, I read from where's my little friend here? From this guy here, which we're going to take a look at him in a second, so you can kind of just see what that looks like. I don't see a problem. I don't get distracted by it all that much. I just see this nice black bold text. Another thing that is interesting about this Bible is that there's no other colors in it. It's just straight black, right? I was bragging on that wide margin from the CSB that had the nice splash of color. But this is just a straight black text. But honestly, that's not that bad. It's appealing to have that extra little bit of color, but really black is still always slick, in my opinion. So there you go. All right, so let's go to the New Testament after all that blabbing. And yeah, here it is, folks, red letter. So this is a red letter edition. So again, if you're not a fan of red letter, I believe that there probably are NASB 2020s that don't have it. I would bet that, I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I would bet that most likely it's the prime 2020s, the more expensive ones, like the really expensive ones. But don't quote me on that. Do your research. Check it out. The link to Lockman Foundation website is in the description below. So yeah, again, you got some of your translator notes down here as well. Super cool. As I said, I'm indifferent to the whole argument about black or red letters. I grew up with red letters. I like them, but some people don't because it messes up their marking flow and other things. And some people just don't like the idea of people imposing what they think is the words of Christ. I believe, I trust the scholars that these are all the words of Christ. You can tell based on context. So there's that. All right, so let's go to the back here, and we're going to skip through the rest of the New Testament here. And sometimes what I like to do in some of these Bibles is to show you, here's Revelation, and just show you what the title of it is, because it sometimes varies from place to place. Sorry about that. Sorry about that snoot. So, Revelation to John, but again, still the title up here in verse 1, chapter 1, is the revelation of Jesus Christ. So, there's that. If you're interested in that, there you go. All right, so let's go to the back of the Bible here. And so here we have the topic index for the Old and New Testament. So again, still actually very readable. I'm not exactly sure how big the font is for like the references and stuff, or for like the topic names and stuff, but you have, I believe it should be, because I don't go back to this enough to know but this should be an A2, as far as I'm aware, unless there are numbers, an A to Z topic index. Yes, it is an A to Z topic index, and then here is the introduction to the books of the Bible. So Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and so on and so forth. So you have all these, right? The gospel, the good news, the books or the letters of Paul, the amp Revelation back here, and there's that. And then you have the parables of Jesus. I don't think this was mentioned in like the thing, but this was like, I think this is what they would call the helps. So you can kind of see, here's where all the parables of Jesus are, all the miracles of Jesus, and then you have your maps with the titles at the top. Kind of shows you the arrows and stuff. So you have where the patriarchs, you have the Exodus route and conquest of Canaan, the 12 tribes of Israel. You have the divided kingdom of Israel and Judah, the Herodian kingdom in the time of Christ, the Old Testament Jerusalem, New Testament Jerusalem, the ministry of Jesus, and then you should have Paul and Paul's first, second, and third missionary stories. So there you go. So that's the big guy. So giant font. So now let's take a brief look, because we've been going for a while here. Take a brief look at this guy. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of compare the font and stuff. So this is actually a single column text versus a double column text. So this is a 9-point font. 9 is not super small to my eyes. So some people maybe, but this ain't a 7. This ain't an 8. This ain't a 7.5. This is a 9. So this is pretty close to a 10, which 10 is really comfortable for me. But let's go to the beginning here. One thing I forgot to show you, and I don't know if the giant print has it, but Lockman has this thing called the fourfold aim of their foundation. And so here it is right here. So let me show you right here. The fourfold aim says, these publications shall be true to the original Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. They shall be grammatically correct. They shall be understandable. They shall give the Lord Jesus Christ his proper place, the place which the Word gives him. Therefore, no work will ever be personalized. So there's that. And again, here is the copyright page over here. So this is more or less, this is the forward. So I guess that's where that aim is. So I didn't show that in there because I kind of skipped past that. And then again, the books of the Bible. So this is a little different in the setup just because it's a smaller Bible. So there's the abbreviations and the explanation of the general format. Then the books of the Bible, and then the introductions of the books of the Bible are in the back. So here's the Old Testament. I like the placement of the Old Testament there. That's great. It's fine in my book. Okay, so no worries about possible bleed because you got giant walls of text, and then you got your translator notes down here. So let's go real quick to something like Psalms. So we're going to go to Psalms real quick. So here's Psalms. And again, the way that it's laid out, when you get to Psalms, it is a verse-by-verse format. Normal text, normal prose is in paragraph format. So yeah, so there's that. And then let's go to the New Testament here. And then there's that one ribbon. So here's the difference. Here's the interesting difference. So the big Bible was red letter. This one is not. This one is black letter. So if you're looking for something that's small and compact, and you're comfortable with 9-point font, and you're not a fan of the red letters, if the red letters distract you and make it hard for you to read, here you go, folks. All right, so let's go to the back here just to kind of look at something similar to what we looked at in the larger one. So you got the the introductions to the books of the Bible. Again, same ones as the other big guy. And then, yeah, that's literally it. Literally nothing. You got some cardstocky fill-in things, and then the back. So there's that little guy. So let's get to the final verdict here. What do I think about these two? Love the giant print because I love the giant print, right? I love the huge text. It just makes it super comfortable to read, especially if you're going to read at a desk and you want something giant, you know. The small print here, you know, the small size of this Bible is great for like on the go if you're on a train or a plane, if you're in the doctor's office, the dentist's office, wherever you want to read your Bible. There you go, super small. No distracting red text. If the red letters distract you, there is no red letter here, so you're good to go. And it's got, both of them's got 2 ribbon markers, right? 2 ribbon markers. So I just feel like that Lockman really hit these 2 out of the park. Like if you're a fan of the NASB 2020 and you're not about to go spend upwards of $100, $200 on a 2020, might I recommend these? Because yes, there's no leather lining, it's not edge lined, but really if you're somebody who is budget conscious and you're looking for a solid Bible, let's say you want a big one or you want a small one, Lockman's got you. And their covers, guys, I did not give the covers enough time or justice. Look at that grain. Look at that stamped in grain, right? Isn't that gorgeous? And it feels amazing, right? So I think these guys can compete with any of the other, you know, more affordable Bibles, right? So if you're a fan of the NASB, you know, you got great options here. And Lockman does do some sales sometimes, so watch their website. Again, their website will be in the description below, along with other links for you to check out. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. My next video will be, dun 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 dun, to be determined. Just kidding. We're going to be looking at the ESV diadem, because I actually put out a video recently asking you folks, hey, what reviews do you want me to do? The reason why I'm doing this one first is because this is my pastor's Bible. I need to get it back to him. So I'm trying to do this review first. So I thought I did this first, and then I'm going to do the ESV diadem. Now that's the Protestant one, not the one with the Apocrypha or the Deuterocanonical books. There are great reviews out there for that one, so if you're curious about the one with the Deuterocanonical, that's hard to say. You know, most Protestants will say the Apocrypha. But definitely look out for that review of the ESV diadem, the Protestant canon. But guys, these Bibles are awesome. Highly recommend it. So thank you guys again for watching. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to share it with those who are looking for this kind of Bible or looking for any Bible and they're not against the NASB 2020. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel to stay updated with all the new videos that I'm putting out, new reviews, and hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I upload again. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in the next one. God bless.